Yo, what is up guys, it's me Eve again here playing Tokyo Ghoul Break the Chains. In today's video we're gonna take a look at the new Tatara who came in, and he's kind of a pay to win character. Unfortunately, he's a pay world character, but I think he's still a really great addition to Aogiwi, and you could see some use in him for sure. So let's take a look at his kit on the 3 stars here. Deal break damage equal to 245% attack to all enemies, so AoE damage dealer. Break for every 2% of the enemy remaining HP lost, and crit rate for the attack increased by 1%. Adding this attack deals extra damage equal to 40% of the attack, so more than 300% easily. Great stuff. So damage wise, I mean, still on like very higher end. I didn't see him do like too crazy damage, but his damage was still good enough. Wouldn't say it's like bad or anything like that. When the battle starts, grant your allied Aogiwi 3 characters the highest attack over rave. When the character with the over rave takes fatal damage for the first time, prevent death, leaving them with 1 HP, and grant them blood feud for 1 turn. Over wave active skill damage is increased by 10%. If blood feud is active, active skill damage is increased by an extra 10%. Blood feud HP is fixed at 1. After using an active skill, automatically cast a level 1 version of the same skill on the same target. This extra cast does not trigger blood feud again. When the blood feud ends, the user dies instantly. Resurrection cannot be triggered. So this whole thing, I think it works really well for some characters that die too quickly. It might be a little bit like good for Jason, for Ayato, for Red Ayato as well, because those characters, they're not famous for staying alive too long. For example, Jason is extremely strong on attack, but I think he like, again, he's a little bit lucky on the defense HP. Again, it doesn't even here his basic stats are very high, but most of the time usually people go for killing Jason and for killing Red Ayato first, just because they're like, Red Ayato has a very weak side in terms of defense and HP, and because of that it's easier to kill him compared to other characters. As well as the same goes for Jason, because those two are main damage dealing units that Aogiwi has. So because of that, people would usually go for them, and in that sense this buff can actually amplify their damage, as well as like making them stay alive a little bit longer. So you can maybe, like, you know, if you haven't killed someone in the first turn with Jason, next turn you can kill, and then you can also proc his passive, and that's that looks really good for the Aogiwi. In terms of 1 star, when the battle starts, increase all allied character Aogiwi 3 characters basic stats by 20% for 2 turns. When a allied character gains blood fluid, remove all debuffs and weak from them. So this is also looking really good. This is kind of reminds me of Red Arima. It works a little bit differently for him, but I think it's still like kind of like that, because for each allied CCG character buffs their basic stats for like 20% as well. He can get up there. So this is kind of like that, but he doesn't need to have so this is like a better 1 star than Red Arima, because he at least doesn't need to have like, he just buffs all allied Aogiwi characters. It doesn't need to be like, you don't need to have 4 or you need to have 3. It doesn't depend on the number of Aogiwi 2 characters. So it's also good that he buffs. 20% buff is pretty huge for the basic stats, for sure. So this is good, as well as removing debuffs and weak is really good for Aogiwi, for sure. Especially like the new O can apply a shit ton of debuffs, and because of that, this is going to be also really good. The damage taken from a single skill will not exceed 40% of the character's max HP. So this is kind of working versus a lot of the units that are in the game right now, that are in the main teams. So in Anteiku, it's green Toka, red Toka, the old all of them doing the single target damage. So it could definitely work versus them really, really well. 40% is still not like 20% or anything like that, but still, it's good enough if those characters will maybe will be able to do too much damage, then this could possibly save you. Possibly again. After taking damage, increase attack by 6% for 1 turn up to 5 stacks. Again, pretty good. So you're at least gonna survive 2 attacks from the character, and as well as getting that attack buff, and as well as you probably will either way survive. If this is gonna be like your, for example, Jason, he's still gonna get onto 1 HP and be fixed on that and will not die. And then he's getting on next turn, he's basically getting here buff for 18% of attack. So this is looking pretty good so far. I think Tatara is looking really nice, as well as he can amplify a lot the team setups. So in terms of teams for Tatara, what I would recommend for you to build here in terms of our Aogiri team, to be honest, I would go with Ayato. Obviously we can't change Ayato. I still think the red Ayato can also work. So this is gonna be depending on how you want to go with the damage. So the new Tatara is probably gonna, you can replace actually Psy Ayato kinda, or replace Jason if you're going with the full-on Ayato buff. So if you're gonna replace Psy Ayato, obviously you're gonna get rid of the cheap damage that he does, but then you have 2 incredibly big damage dealers that can kinda try to one-shot, depending again on the CP advantage if you have it or not. So I would go with that road. Also, he is also amplifying a lot of stuff. That the new Tatara here is gonna be buffing you. This guy is gonna buff you, and these 2 are gonna be doing the damage for you as well. Also, you can go for a solo Ayato damage road as well. So the new Tatara is here. He's gonna amplify this guy. He's gonna buff him as well. He's gonna be support for the cheap damage, and this guy is gonna be doing the damage. Obviously, in the backup is always the Ken Kaneki here for the backup combat Ken. The other road is also going with the Jason here as well. Jason, the new Tatara here. Also, you can go the road when switching him for this Tatara as well, for the standard Tatara as well. It could work also with full-on Ayato build in here like this, and the new Tatara is here as well. So you're gonna amplify this Ayato a lot, as well as this guy could possibly get rid of some skill levels, as well as he also procs his passive here. Where is it? Agitation. So when your turn ends, restore 20. He's gonna buff. He's gonna also restore your XP with agitation, and then with if agitation active, affect character taking fixed damage of 1. Also works here as well. So these 2 Tataras together, these 2 Ayatos together, as well as, I think this team could work. Again, we need a little bit more time to test out, because again, only whales have him. If more general public would have him, would definitely have a better understanding of how that Tatara works. But I think the new Tatara plus these 2 can also work really well, and I would probably go with that road on just purely CP advantage, as well as damage from these 2 are insane, so you can try to easily one-shot someone with them. Other than that, hopefully you've liked the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, as well as tell me what you think about the Tatara. Maybe some of you got him if you're a low spender or a whale. So definitely tell me what you think about the Tatara and where he stands in the Aogiri. I think he's definitely a well made character. I don't think he's gonna be like a savior for an Aogiri for sure, but he's definitely a good addition. Maybe in future, if Aogiri is gonna a little bit change the road with just purely going for the CP and attacking characters into more stable, kind of like tanky, but still amplifying the damage. That would also be interesting to see how that could work. Maybe if they get like a character that can revive someone else and then he can attack as well, and he's like gonna be immune for one turn, and he's still gonna be able to attack. Maybe that could really be something interesting to build there, or something like that. Other than that, hopefully you have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe again. We're getting close to 500, and hopefully you have a great day. I'll see you on the next one.